Another project, and again, this is just examples of how we're using it for community consultation. Again, traditionally, this is how the industry would represent this issue. There's a view line corridor on this block of land. There's a series of sketches done around how the view and the buffering is going to be delivered. There's little sections that we do, and again, we spend all of our lives, looking at plans this big, on solutions that are a kilometre wide, or sometimes in urban space, 20 metres wide, and we ask people to make informed comments. We then write about it. So what we try to do here is just simply take that information, put it into a tool that everyone can understand. So in this particular case, it was simply about the visual analysis about driving on this road at 100 kilometres an hour, which is the other thing which you do not understand when you're looking at a two-dimensional plan or read words. Drive on 100 kilometres an hour, but then importantly look at the buffering and the impact of the buffering. So again, Rico's just going to turn on the buffering lanes.
I'm just gonna, so we've got a very basic representation of the site. Obviously it's nothing fancy, but it's all you need for planning at this point. So when we turn on this plan, you can see this little wedge here. And if I use our foliage, you will be able to see that this is basically the buffer that council wants. And this is what, in this case, the developer would like to see. Obviously a few more lots, and the whole discussion is then around the visual impact from the road. The novelty in here really is that we can move away now from these sections on the A3 piece of paper that are difficult to interpret for some members of the community and certainly some stakeholders, and actually go to look at the site from the aspect that matters. So in this case it's from the road, so we can click ourselves down, become a car here and drag ourselves along as well. I'm just going to find a nice spot a bit further down. And we can pause here at any time. So for once you can actually drive down and see what it looks like when you're actually going 100 clicks. But you could also pause here and then have a look at the development first with all the trees here turned off. And we can turn the trees back on and then look between the two buffers. So right now you see the wider buffer, 80 meter buffer, and then here the slimmer buffer. So again, well planted trees doesn't make all that big of a difference visually at this point in time when it's all grown, but we can also look at different tree heights and just simulate these outcomes and take away any of the questions. Now, of course, this is still accurate, and at any point in time we'd be able to simply measure that, as you've seen before, compare it to the plan, and really move ahead with confidence that the outcome from the ground, from where it matters, is suitable.
And one of the really interesting things is the ability to tailor this to suit the business requirements. So in this particular case, it was purely about helping the public and helping council understand that visual impact, that visual buffer. In fact, we're talking to a colleague who was involved in this project 12 years ago, and they said, the challenges that they had to get through this journey was immense. But this technology allowed them to get through what we understand was almost 6 months to get through and get it approved and keep moving. And so Rico's jumped on the bike path, he's jumped onto the rail, etc., etc. So again, just an example of how that's been used in community consultation and assessment. What's the next one, Rico?